So Mutuk, everybody, is going to talk about performance management and his technology platform.
All right. Thank you, Terry. Thanks, everyone. Good morning. I guess I'm going from the most favorite topic, healthcare, to the second most favorite topic, performance management, right? My name is Mutuk. I'm the founder and CEO of All Elements. And today we are going to present about All Elements. We have presented here before. So it's about 18 months ago. We launched our beta at the time. And after we launched, we realized it was not truly a beta, it was alpha. So now, since 18 months, we have come a long way. So here it is. Performance management paradigm is shifting. Workforce expectations, always connected lifestyle, and self-service software products are fundamentally changing how we interact and experience our workplace. This change is undeniably happening irrespective of the industry, geography, or the size of the company that you are in. We are in a different era. We are in a different era, but such changes has happened in the past. In the 60s, it was MBOs that changed. In the 80s, it was a ranking system that changed how we worked. But it's clearly not working anymore. Today, we collect insane amount of data, but we sit on it till the end of the year and review with our employees. It's not working. But the way we've been taught to do performance management is something like this, right? We all have done this. Fill out boring forms, schedule unproductive meetings, and discuss inconsequential ratings. No wonder your employees and manager find this as a waste of productive time, and voluntary turnover is on the rise, and engagement is at record low. Performance management review or annual performance management review is perfectly suited for a world that no longer exists. We need to change this. So we realized that all that people really want is continuous conversations. It's not working? All right. All that people really want is continuous conversations. Conversations that seamlessly integrate all elements of their work related to purpose, goals and objectives, kudos and recognitions, and bring them all together in one-to-one conversation with your manager to obtain real-time insights, not one-time insight. So we asked ourselves, how can we help you to do that so that your employees are not frustrated doing this, instead they're excited to do that. We founded All Elements to do this and more. So let's take a look at Joe Doe, right? He works for Acme. And when Joe logs in, this is the dashboard that he gets. It's this monthly dashboard. He can toggle between month, week, or quarter. So as soon as he logs in, he gets an overview of his goals progress, his next check-in when it is due. He also gets to see his one-to-one meeting completion rate. By the way, that 83% for a manager is awesome. And also, Joe gets to see his recognitions that he has received and he has given. Now, Joe can toggle his dashboard between his team members, his department, so it's easily movable. Further down, he gets a list of his goals. Clearly, he's ahead in some, he's behind in a few. And then from there, he can also see one-to-one meeting topics. Now, this is some cool feature that we added that our customers really love. Whenever you have a one-to-one meeting, it's about operations, day-to-day stuff, project, and things like that. Over a period of time, managers start canceling these one-to-one meetings because they don't know what else to talk about, right? So we created questions of like 50 topics under 10 different categories. So you will never run out of meeting questions. So when you walk into it, you know what you're going to talk about. So from here, Joe clicks on one of the goals, and he gets a complete view of how his goal is related to the overall organization. And this is a view that is available to everyone, not just Joe because he's a manager. Every employee has a similar view, so we create this transparent organization where you know how your work is contributing to the company's goals, strategies, vision, and purpose. Okay? So in this particular one, Joe has a direct report, Kathy, and looks like Kathy is doing really good with her goals. But Joe wants to make sure that she has everything that she needs to complete this goal on time. So he tags this goal to his one-on-one meeting. And when Kathy and Joe has their one-on-one meeting, they get a view like this, both of them. So it clearly defines what the meeting is about. And it's a recurring meeting. Looks like they have a weekly meeting set up. It is like every Thursdays. You can also set up ad hoc meeting. You can set up monthly meeting. You can set up bi-monthly meetings, right? From here, oh, by the way, this meeting is also integrated with Google Calendar and Slack channel, so you will never miss a meeting. We are also working on other integrations like Outlook and other chat related applications. Over here, you see meeting agendas. Now, one thing that we truly believe is one-to-one meeting should be actually a two-way conversations. It should not be always that manager drives the meeting. Both employee and manager should have their own agendas. And to that, we encourage both the parties to select agenda from the topics that we have, or we also have a free-form way of adding their own agenda. So when they go into the meeting, they can see the agendas and also take notes. They can add tasks, they can assign tasks to each other so that next time when they meet, they know where they are on the tasks. On to your right, you will see the upcoming meetings, and you can add agendas, view agendas for the upcoming meetings. And you can also assign these tasks as agenda to that meeting. From there, go into goals, your recognition. So all the touch points that we talked about earlier, bringing them all together is what we have brought in here. I can go on and on because there are several other elements here, but in the interest of time, let me talk about some of our customers and the traction. So last year when late last year when we introduced one-to-one meeting, we started a pilot with a handful of users in a customer site. They really loved it, and what they really enjoyed was these 50 topics that we have under 10 different categories was really encouraging them to keep having this meeting on and on. So soon they started seeing that 65% meeting completion rate, which was not something that they have seen in the past. So from there, they decided within weeks that they want to roll this out to the entire organization, and they started becoming our paid customer, right? It's always good. Okay, that's quotes from our customers. So this one is the Q1 traction. Our users have created over 500 goals just this quarter or last quarter. They are measuring over 900 metrics and milestones, and assessments they have done is over 600. Now they are bringing all this together into a continuous platform for this year, so that this is acting as a bridge moving from the annual performance review into a continuous platform. So this is the team behind all elements. I used to work for IBM for over 15 years, and I have lived through this horrible annual performance review several times, right? And joining me is Mike Buttle over there. He's our COO. Mike is an executive, and Mike and I worked together in IBM several years ago. And then Alicia Parr, some of you already know her. She's an awesome people science person. And then we have our engineering team and marketing team right here in the triangle. Our advisors, oops, all right. All right, there. Our advisors, David Almeida, he's the chief of HR at Kronos. Some of you maybe have used Kronos. or are already familiar with Kronos. So he's the head of people operations. He was really excited looking at our vision on the product. He jumped on and started advising us. It's really great. And then Craig Matthews is a serial entrepreneur. He was my coach at Keenan Flagler, a different blue, right? A tall heel blue. Craig is an awesome marketing advisor. Asks, we are perfectly suited for a small and medium-sized business of that size. And any introductions to SMB businesses who can benefit from a platform like this, it'll be great. We are right now self-funded. We are starting to raise a seed round, so any introductions to angel investors and seed investors will be a wonderful idea. We also graduated from NC Ideas Groundwork Labs, or now it's called as NC Idea Labs. It's an awesome program. This last link here, we're starting a campaign later this month called Start Today. We know that most managers are kind of waiting for HR to move into this continuous evaluation platform, but it's going to take time. So we want our managers to get started. So if you go to this link, and if you're a manager with a business email account, if you register, you and 3 direct reports can join our platform for free, and you would be able to have the continuous conversations right now. Later this month when we launch this. But you can go ahead and register right now so that when we launch this, we will send you an invite. And this is open only to business email accounts and managers up to 3 direct reports. So with that, I will open up for any questions.
Who wants to go first?
How many customers do you have now? Do you have some already?
Right, so we have few customers on trial, and then one customer who we converted into a paying customer. So it's a kind of sizable account for us.
Awesome. And do you have a sales force that's working on that? I know you asked for introductions to businesses, but do you have any salespeople, or what is your method of, I guess, now of acquiring customers?
Right now, we are just going through our own contacts and expanding, and we're also starting a inbound marketing or lead generation so that we can have visitors come to our website and generate leads from there. Yeah, we don't have a dedicated sales force yet, other than me and our awesome team. Oh, sure, go ahead.
How often do you have these, you were mentioning weekly meetings with people, but I know when I used to manage a sales force, and I would talk to them multiple times a day. Is it set up for that kind of a thing too, where you could talk like more frequently on a daily basis, or even multiple?
Yeah, so we do have capabilities here where you can have like activities feed through which you can interact with your team on a regular basis, or as frequent as you want. But if you want to have a regular one-on-one, it can be a scheduled meeting in your calendar every week, on demand, monthly. And basically, we want to encourage having not just operational discussions, but also other discussions related to like culture, engagement, and several other aspects of who we are. Right.
I have a quick question for you. 2 questions actually.
Okay.
One, you presented here last in August of 2016.
Right.
How has the experience of presenting at 1 Million Cups helped you? And then the second question is, what have you changed? What has been the big change that's happened over that time, now that you're back saying, where are they now, right?
All right, great. Great questions. So when I first presented here in August 2016, it was right before CED's Tech Ventures conference, and we were invited to set up a demo booth there. So people who attended here spread the word, so we got really great foot traffic from there, a lot of interest. We even signed up a couple of trial customers. And that's when we realized that what we actually had at the time was more a alpha than beta. So since then, we have revamped our user experience, our product. This whole one-to-one meeting conversation screen that you saw is a new addition that we directly got feedback from our prospects. So from that point of view, we have changed our platform quite a bit. Yeah. We've added more integrations coming in the way. Yeah.
Thank you, good presentation.
Thank you.
I take a look at the application you have now as internal for the companies and their employees.
Mhm.
Have you ever thought about outward and using this as a replacement for Salesforce?
Right. Not quite a replacement for Salesforce, but when we initially started this, it was meant to be a B2C model, where we were going directly to employees to create a personal brand that will augment their LinkedIn profile. But after we rolled out an initial beta and 300 users, we learned quite a bit. So we said, okay, we will pivot, go into B2B model, and have HR and CFOs buy into this product, because the whole paradigm shift is happening, and we wanted to be part of that. Yeah.
This seems a lot easier than Salesforce.
Thank you. Do we have that on the video? All right.
Mutuk.
Yes.
Great to see you again.
Hey, same here.
Very nice presentation.
Thank you.
Quick question for you. Having been in management in organizations that use Workday and similar big old
Absolutely.
clunky annual things,
Mhm.
it's a real headache. Do you have any specific cost savings, time savings, improvements in retention, any metrics around those
Mhm.
with your system
Mhm.
versus the older systems?
Right. So we have done some analysis, initial analysis, and as I said, we got our paid customer more recently. So we are thinking roughly in terms of about $400 to $500 per employee per year is what initial savings that a company can go through, and this is not including the licenses and software licenses that they already use, because we can replace quite a bit of those application tools that an employee uses today to do performance evaluation. But in general, in the industry, for example, Deloitte, before they abolished annual performance review, they found out they were spending 2 million hours a year on just performance review. And this is productive hours getting wasted, and I think we can reclaim that.
Yeah, maybe a related question, Mutuk, regarding metrics. What about the improvements of using this method instead of the old methods? Yeah.
Right. So quality of conversation that you have with your manager is tremendously improving, right? And now that employees are getting real-time feedback instead of waiting till end of the year through goals assessment and performance assessment, there's a lot more proactive measures are taken to avoid pitfalls. Maybe once we run another 3-6 months with this customer, we will have more metrics that I can come back and share. Yeah, good question.
Mine is not a question, it's just a comment. You can expect one more user to sign up. I fit into the profile that you are talking about.
Great. All right, let's talk. Yay! 1 million cup. Right. That's why I'm here.
Any other questions? Oh, here we go.
I really like the concept.
Thank you.
Part of me wants to see some self-comparison, so like maybe a train graph of like self versus self,
Mhm.
and maybe self versus others within the company, or maybe even with other industries. Is that on your roadmap potentially?
Yes, answer is yes. Right now, we can, so this trend chart right here, I don't think you can see it quite clearly, but this is a comparison of performance between an individual and the rest of the team. So we have similar charts for HR level, executive levels that you can compare. You can also see how your entire organization is performing on a scatter plot, right? So there's a lot of data visualization that we can do with this. Once we have more customers, then we can also go by industry. So yes, the answer
Very
is
cool.
yes. Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions? We have a couple minutes if we want them. All right, perfect. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. You get mugged as well.